Before you take your next vitamin, pause for a moment. What if the pills you trust every morning are silently working against you? What if the supplements marketed as essential are actually draining your strength, clouding your thinking, and increasing your risk of heart problems or nerve damage without you realizing it? Millions of people take vitamins daily, believing they're protecting their health. But recent science tells a very different story. Some vitamins that were once helpful can become harmful later in life, while others become absolutely critical for staying strong, steady, and sharp. In today's video, you'll discover 4 common vitamins that may be quietly sabotaging your health, and 4 powerful nutrients your body truly needs every single day. This isn't fear-based advice, and it isn't sponsored hype. Everything you're about to hear is backed by clinical research and real-world data. One of the nutrients we'll cover has been linked to a 36% lower risk of death from all causes, and most people are either deficient in it or taking the wrong supplements entirely. So, don't guess. Don't assume the label tells the full truth. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which supplements to stop, which ones to keep, and how to make smarter choices that support your body instead of slowly wearing it down. 4 vitamins that may quietly harm your body, and 4 nutrients you need every day. Many people in later life start the morning with a handful of supplements. Something for bones, something for energy, something for heart health. It feels like protection. But what if some of those pills are doing more harm than good? Recent studies reveal that certain supplements accumulate in the body over time, placing stress on organs, inflaming blood vessels, and even harming nerves. This is not speculation, clinical evidence supports it. For example, a vitamin that promises energy might be quietly increasing your stroke risk. A pill meant to support bones could be clogging your arteries. These hidden dangers are not in rare exotic supplements. They're in the bottles most people take daily. Why does this happen? As we age, organs slow down. The liver and kidneys cannot clear excess nutrients as efficiently. Blood vessels stiffen, nerves become more fragile. What once was beneficial can turn into a silent risk. There are 4 vitamins you should absolutely avoid, and 4 nutrients you should make part of your daily routine. For many years, people entering later adulthood have been encouraged to believe that taking vitamins every morning is one of the smartest health decisions they can make. 1 pill for bones, another for the heart, maybe something for energy or memory. It feels simple, responsible, even comforting. But what almost no one tells you is this. Some of the very supplements you trust every day may be quietly doing the opposite of what you expect. Instead of protecting your body, they may be weakening it, clouding your thinking, and slowly increasing your risk of serious illness. As you listen to this, I want you to understand something important. None of this information is meant to scare you. It's meant to empower you. For years, people have been told to trust the label, trust, the bottle trust, the marketing. But your body is not a machine that works the same way forever. It changes quietly, gradually, and often without warning. That's why what worked years ago doesn't always work now. And that's why awareness is the most powerful health tool you have. What makes these vitamin mistakes especially dangerous is that they don't cause immediate pain. There's no alarm bell, no sudden reaction. The effects happen slowly, a little more stiffness each year, slightly worse balance, memory that feels just a bit foggier, energy that doesn't bounce back like it used to. Most people never suspect their supplements because they were taught vitamins are always safe, but safety depends on timing, dosage, and form. When doctors and researchers look at long-term health outcomes, they don't just study what people eat in 1 year. They study patterns over decades. And what they've discovered is that chronic excess, even of nutrients that seem harmless, creates wear and tear inside the body. It's like putting the wrong fuel into a car. The engine doesn't fail right away, but over time, damage adds up. That's why it's so important to rethink the idea that more is better. More vitamins don't mean more health. In many cases, they mean more stress on organs that are already working harder than they used to. The real goal at this stage of life is efficiency. Giving your body exactly what it can use in the form it understands best and nothing extra that it has to fight to process. You may notice as we go through these nutrients that the biggest dangers come from isolation. A vitamin taken alone without its natural partners. A mineral forced into the body without guidance. Nature never designed nutrients to work solo. They were meant to come from food, working together in balance. When we pull one out, concentrate it, and take it daily for years, that balance can break. This is especially true for the liver, the kidneys, and the nervous system. These systems are incredibly resilient, but they are not invincible. When they're overloaded day after day, even small mistakes compound. That's why symptoms often show up far from the source. A nerve problem that starts as a vitamin issue. A heart rhythm change that begins with mineral imbalance. A bone problem tied to a nutrient going to the wrong place. And here's something else most people never consider. Many supplements are stacked without intention. A multivitamin plus a bone pill plus an energy booster plus fortified foods. Each one seems reasonable on its own, but together they can push levels far beyond what the body can safely handle. This stacking effect is one of the biggest hidden dangers in modern supplement use. That's also why testing matters more now than ever. Guessing is no longer enough. Blood levels, nutrient balance, and absorption efficiency all change with time. What you need today may be very different from what you needed even 5 years ago. Health isn't static, and your supplement routine shouldn't be either. On the positive side, when the right nutrients are restored, the body responds quickly. Sleep improves. Muscles feel more responsive. Balance steadies. Mental clarity sharpens. People often say they feel like themselves again, not younger but more capable, more present, more in control. That's the difference between simply surviving and truly functioning well. And that's why the next section of this video matters so much, because avoiding harm is only the first step. Real health comes from strategic support, from choosing nutrients that work with your body's current needs, not against them, from shifting away from outdated advice and toward evidence-based care. As we move into the nutrients, you should daily pay attention to how different this approach feels. Notice that the focus is not on megadoses or miracle claims. It's about restoring balance, reducing inflammation, protecting vital systems, and supporting independence for as long as possible. Because the truth is this: your body is still incredibly capable of healing, adapting and strengthening itself. It just needs the right tools. And when you give it those tools, the results can be remarkable. Clinical research has uncovered something unsettling. Certain supplements, including some of the most commonly advertised vitamins for later life, don't always leave the body the way we assume they do. Instead, they can accumulate over time, placing stress on the liver, hardening blood vessels, and even increasing the likelihood of stroke or nerve damage. And here's the most surprising part: these aren't rare or unusual products. They're everyday vitamins found in countless medicine cabinets. The reason this happens is simple, but rarely discussed. As the body ages, it doesn't function the same way it once did. The liver becomes slower at clearing excess substances. The kidneys are less efficient at flushing out what isn't needed. Nerves and blood vessels become more sensitive and vulnerable. Something that was harmless decades ago can quietly turn into a hidden threat later in life. In this video, we're going to uncover 4 vitamins you should avoid at this stage, and just as importantly, 4 nutrients you should be taking daily to protect your brain, strengthen your muscles, and support a longer, healthier life. Stay with me until the very end, because the number 1 nutrient on our list has been scientifically associated with a 36% lower risk of death from all causes. That isn't marketing hype, that's real data. So take a moment, grab your supplement bottle, read the label carefully, and let's find out whether what you're taking every morning is truly helping you or quietly draining your health. Worst vitamin number 4 is vitamin A, in its retinol form. The nutrient that seems helpful but can turn harmful later in life. Vitamin A has a great reputation. It's known for supporting vision, skin health, and immune function. In the right form and dose, it plays an important role in the body. But what many people don't realize is that too much vitamin A in the retinol form especially the synthetic version found in many multivitamins and liver-based supplements, can slowly build up and become toxic. Unlike water-soluble vitamins that are easily excreted, vitamin A is fat-soluble. That means the body stores it in the liver and fatty tissue. As the years pass, the liver becomes less efficient at processing excess amounts. Changes in fat distribution also affect how this vitamin is stored. The result is accumulation. The vitamin you take today doesn't simply leave tomorrow. It stays adding to yesterday's dose and the day before. That's slowly filling the system until problems appear. Over time, excess vitamin A can cause symptoms that many people assume are simply part of aging. Dry skin, brittle hair, dizziness, blurry vision, aching joints, constant tiredness, but the risks go far beyond discomfort. A major review published in the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that people with elevated vitamin A levels had a significantly higher risk of atrial fibrillation, an irregular heart rhythm that greatly increases the risk of stroke. What appears to be a harmless supplement can quietly raise the odds of a life-threatening event. If your supplement provides more than 700 micrograms daily for women or 900 micrograms for men in the form of retinol or retinol palmitate, you may already be taking too much. Many formulas exceed these levels without clearly warning you. The safer option is not eliminating vitamin A altogether, but choosing it in a form the body can regulate. Beta-carotene found naturally in colorful foods like carrots, sweet potatoes, spinach, and eggs is converted into vitamin A only when the body actually needs it. This built-in safety mechanism prevents overload. Think of beta-carotene as a smart system that supplies just enough retinol. On the other hand, keeps adding more, whether the body needs it or not. The message here is simple. At this stage of life, health isn't about taking more supplements. It's about taking the right forms. If your label lists retinol, it may be time to rethink and shift toward food-based sources that let your body stay in control. Worst vitamin number 3 is iron supplements, the so-called energy booster that often backfires later in life. Iron has long been associated with vitality. It's commonly prescribed for fatigue and included in multivitamins meant to fight weakness. But there's an important truth rarely explained. For most people at this stage, extra iron is not only unnecessary, it can be harmful. Iron is not easily eliminated from the body. Instead, it's stored in organs like the liver, heart, and pancreas. Over time, repeated supplementation can cause iron levels to rise beyond what the body can safely handle. This excess iron promotes oxidative stress, a process that damages cells and accelerates aging from the inside out. Research has linked high iron levels to increased risk of heart disease, liver damage, certain cancers, and cognitive decline. One major study even connected excess iron to higher rates of dementia. The problem is that iron overload rarely causes obvious early symptoms. Instead, it presents as vague issues like joint pain, ongoing fatigue, memory trouble, or irregular heartbeat. These signs are often dismissed as normal aging when in reality, iron accumulation may be quietly harming vital organs. Many multivitamins still include iron, even though most people at this stage don't need it. When combined with iron-rich foods, the overload becomes even more likely. The smarter approach is to check labels carefully, request blood tests that measure iron stores, and choose iron-free formulations unless a deficiency has been medically confirmed. Iron was once helpful, but when the body no longer needs extra, it becomes a burden rather than a benefit. Worst vitamin number 2 is calcium supplements. The mineral long promoted for bone health, but increasingly linked to heart problems. Calcium is essential, but taking it in isolation later in life can create serious issues. When bones no longer absorb calcium efficiently, excess calcium doesn't disappear. Instead, it can settle in arteries, joints, and soft tissues. Large studies have shown that people who rely heavily on calcium supplements face a higher risk of heart disease. Early symptoms such as bloating, constipation, fatigue, and joint aches may seem minor, but over time, calcium buildup can lead to hardened arteries, kidney stones, and impaired absorption of other essential minerals. The key issue is balance. calcium cannot work properly without vitamin D. 3. To absorb it. Vitamin K2 to direct it into bones, and magnesium to keep tissues flexible. Without these partners, calcium often ends up where it doesn't belong. Whole food sources combined with movement and balanced supplementation offer far greater protection than calcium pills alone. Worst vitamin number 1 is high-dose vitamin B6, an energy nutrient that can quietly damage nerves when taken in excess. While vitamin B6 is essential, large doses over long periods can accumulate in nerve tissue and become toxic. This can lead to tingling, numbness, balance problems, and weakness that closely resemble age-related decline. Many people don't realize the source of these symptoms because they appear gradually. Research has shown that even doses well below the official upper limit can cause problems when taken consistently. Food sources provide all the B6 the body needs without risk, making high-dose supplements unnecessary for most. Now let's shift from risk to resilience. Avoiding harmful supplements is only part of the equation. The real transformation comes from supporting the body with the nutrients it truly needs at this stage of life. Best vitamin number 4 is magnesium, a mineral involved in hundreds of bodily processes. Low magnesium levels are common and often mistaken for normal aging. Poor sleep, muscle cramps, irregular heartbeat, fatigue, and low mood can all stem from deficiency. As absorption decreases with age and medications deplete magnesium levels, often drop unnoticed. Restoring magnesium can dramatically improve sleep quality, muscle function, balance, and mental clarity. The most absorbable forms are gentle on digestion and far more effective than cheaper options. Best vitamin number 3 is vitamin D3, the nutrient the body struggles to produce later in life. Vitamin D3 supports bone strength, muscle power, immune defense, and brain health. Low levels have been linked to increased risk of infections, fractures, and premature death. Because food and sunlight often aren't enough, supplementation becomes essential. When levels are restored, many people notice improved energy, better balance, and a more stable mood. Best vitamin number 2 is vitamin B12, a nutrient essential for nerves, blood, and brain function. Absorption declines with age, even when diet appears adequate. Deficiency can mimic dementia, depression, or nerve disease, yet it is often easily corrected with the right form and dose. Best vitamin number 1 is omega-3, fatty acids, particularly EPA and DHA. These healthy fats reduce inflammation, protect the heart, preserve brain structure, support joints, and are strongly linked to longevity. Research has shown a dramatic reduction in all-cause mortality among those with higher omega-3 levels. Some supplements quietly harm, while others empower. Choosing wisely shapes your health trajectory. Aging is inevitable, decline is optional. Review your labels, test your levels. Replace harmful with helpful, and make daily choices that keep you strong, sharp, and independent. Your best years don't have to be behind you, they can be ahead. So here is the truth about supplements later in life. Some nutrients that seem harmless can quietly accelerate decline, while others can restore strength, clarity, and resilience. The difference isn't luck, it's informed choice. Aging happens to everyone, but suffering doesn't have to. Every decision you make today shapes how strong and independent you remain tomorrow. Before we end, I want you to pause for a moment and really think about what you heard today. Because this isn't just information. This is a turning point. What you put into your body every day quietly shapes how strong, clear, and independent you remain in the years ahead. Most people never realize that small daily choices, like the supplements they take without question, can slowly push them toward decline or pull them back toward vitality. The truth is simple but powerful. Aging happens to everyone, but unnecessary suffering does not. Weakness, constant fatigue, brain fog, and loss of balance are not automatic outcomes. In many cases, they are signals that the body is overloaded with the wrong nutrients or deprived of the right ones. And the good news is that these signals can often be reversed when you make smarter, more informed decisions. Tonight, don't just scroll past this video and forget it. Take action. Look at the labels on the supplements you're currently taking. Ask yourself whether they're truly helping or just something you've been taking out of habit. Talk to your doctor about testing your nutrient levels instead of guessing. Start removing what quietly harms and replacing it with what genuinely supports your body. If even one part of this video surprised you, especially if it involved a supplement you're currently using, share that in the comments. Your experience could help someone else who's quietly struggling with the same issue. And if this information helped you see your health differently, support the channel by liking this video. It tells the algorithm to show this message to more people who need it. Check your labels, talk to your healthcare provider, replace what harms with what heals. Your future health is still being written, and it starts with the choices you make right now. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss future videos that cut through confusion and bring you real research-backed health guidance. Because your best years don't have to be behind you. With the right knowledge and the right nutrition, they can still be ahead of you.